A very good afternoon. My name is Aarti Elizabeth, and today's session I will be giving you an overview of some of our main features. We also have here with me my colleague Sujita, who will be showing you how to set up your Zoho People account and other basic customization. Let me remind you that you are in the listen only mode. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat window, the question box that you can see on your screen, and we will be happy to answer them for you at the end of the session. Zoho has emerged as the leader in cloud services for small and medium businesses. We have been in the business of creating and handcrafting beautiful software for the last 17 years. At Zoho, we believe that our most valuable asset is our people. We have a wide suite of apps for all your organizational needs. You already should be knowing most of them: the sales and marketing apps, productivity and collaboration apps, apps for finance, and of course the HR apps, which include Zoho Recruit and Zoho People. Before we begin, I just want all of you to take a look at this. Now, this is one of the first Nokia phones with the old, traditional, outdated black and white UI. Now, take a look at this. I'm sure all of you recognize this. This is one of the latest phones today with a pleasing and intuitive UI. Now, think about it. Would we use the old Nokia phone now? Well, I sure wouldn't. Why do you think these were reshaped over time? Well, the answer is very clear: simplicity, ease of use, and most importantly, focus on user experience. Take a look at how we traditionally manage our HR activities. We still have paper forms for onboarding. We send emails back and forth for time off and leave applications. We still sometimes use manual methods and Excel sheets, of course, for our time off, performance, and timesheets. Now, managing activities this way is very similar to using an old Nokia phone. Now, what if there is a system to automate all the HR processes? And that is why we give to you Zoho People. With its clear and simple UI, extensive features, it makes HR management a breeze. In Zoho People, we have modules to address every aspect of HR management. For your people and organization, we have the centralized employee database and self-service options. For your time management, we have the attendance, time off, and timesheets. For your employee collaboration, we have instant notifications and feeds. And underlying it all, we have the automation tools: checklists, workflows, reminders, email alerts, and multi-level approvals are just a few of them. Since the world is on the move, we believe that we should be too. And that is why we have a Zoho People mobile app, both for iOS and the Android. Now, the most important asset in any organization, and I'm sure in yours too, is your people. Now, however, managing and people and their corresponding records can be difficult and, of course, time consuming. With Zoho People, you can give your employees the power to manage their own data. With the Zoho People self-service option, your employees can directly edit their profile information, apply for time off and other leave, add jobs, log time, submit their timesheets, and of course, access the attendance, time off, and their timesheet reports. Zoho People's centralized employee management system lets you manage all your employee information and other benefits programs from a single location. With the powerful search toolbar that is provided at the top right corner of your dashboard, you can search or locate an employee based on tags provided or any other attributes. Take, for instance, your name, designation, location, and so on. The organization tree enables you or your employee to understand the hierarchy of your organization. Now, this is typically how the employee profile will look in Zoho People. You or your employees can just click on the edit profile to update or make changes to the employee details. Now, how would you generally apply for a casual leave or a time off? Mails will be sent back and forth, and the HR may or may not be kept in the loop. This means complication in approvals and confusion in backtracking the leave of absence. In Zoho People, everything from application, approvals, and HR records are all taken care of online. You can customize various leave types based on role, location, employee experience, new hire entitlement, rollover, carry forward, and other restrictions. An employee can simply log into his Zoho People portal and apply for leave or avail time off directly on the wall. Approvals from the respective manager can be given directly and will appear in his fields. The HR can easily get all the reports by just accessing the time off reports. With the department leave calendar, your employee can also get details of his colleague time off information. Listed are just a few of the many configurations that are available to customize your employee leave types. The leave chart can be viewed based on the days or hours as configured. Here, the employee can understand how much time off or leave has been taken and how much is left. Zoho People's Attendance is the most user friendly attendance management system available. All your employee needs to do is log into the portal and, well, check in. In case an external system is used to log time, you can automatically import attendance data and records from here. Having a central attendance system ensures better control over your employees, time, and effective allocation of resources. The best part is that you can also set IP restrictions to ensure control over where your employee marks his attendance from. Your employee can view his or her attendance on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. The time in and time out can also be tracked by clicking on each record. Zoho People's Time Tracker is a powerful yet simple and easy to use time management software. This online tool helps you record and keep track of your employee's time wherever he logs in from and also at any given point of time. You can regularly monitor the efficiency of your team and the usage of time, thus improving your team's productivity and collaboration. Now, what's great about the Zoho People Time Tracker? Well, when a job is added, you can associate a client directly from the accounts or the contacts module of your Zoho CRM. Once a job is assigned, an employee logs in time, and finally a timesheet is created. Now you can ensure that the timesheet submitted goes through not one, but multiple and multi-level approvals. Only when a timesheet is approved will it be sent for payroll or in certain cases, billing. This is how a job is created. Simply enter the job name, choose a client from the list you configured or from your CRM and assign it to your employee. Once the time is logged and the timesheets are created, if configured, the timesheets will go for approval. Approval, as you can see, are multi-level too. When an HR sends out an email to the entire organization, this is a constant question in his mind. Did they get it? Well, if they did they even read it? Let's say there's a power outage in your Chennai office, but none of your other branches are affected. How would you pass on the information only to those employees? Or let's say tomorrow is a holiday on account of a labor strike. How will you inform and ensure that all your employees get the message? Well, with Zoho People, it's simple. With the help of feeds and notifications, you can post an announcement to your entire organization or a specific group of people or even to a single user and an immediate notification will be sent out. This ensures that your employees are always on top of things. This is how your feeds will appear on your dashboard. You can post a message to a single user or the department as a whole. Your employees can apply for time off or leave, add jobs, and log time directly on the wall. And what's the best part of feeds? It facilitates collaboration. It helps managers and employees coordinate, collaborate, and work together, resulting in faster decision making. Take a look at how the manager Charles Stones has approved the casual leave of his subordinate Jasmine. And well, it doesn't stop there. He also informs another employee of Jasmine's leave and plans work accordingly. This way, discussions are more streamlined and recorded. Zoho People is all about automation. It lets you configure mail alerts for improved workflow, create checklists to track tasks, schedule reminders for key events, set multi level approvals, and integrate with third party APIs. Improve your workflow with automatic email alerts and be up to date at all times. Get instant notifications when specific actions such as requests, status updates, edits, and approvals are executed. Checklists help you allocate work and make sure everything that needs to be done gets done. Track your tasks and schedule time to be more effective and productive. Now, multi level approvals are significant in organizations that follow a certain hierarchy. This process enables you to approve or reject a record at multi levels based on the structure of your organization. With Zoho People reminders, take timely action for important events. This includes reminders for probation reviews, appraisals, birthdays, date of hires, and much, much more. You can also create and customize your own pre written reminder templates and get notified automatically. Did you know that two-thirds of the entire workforce prefers and is to work from home from 2016? In the US alone, it is forecasted that 43% of the workforce will work from remote locations. To make your HR management mobile, we give you the Zoho People mobile app. Find, connect, and collaborate with your colleagues on the go with the fully functional mobile employee directory. You can also check in and check out your attendance directly from your mobile phone at your convenience. And not just that, you can set IP restrictions to ensure control over where and when your employee clocks in. Your employees can also log time and apply for time off directly through the mobile app. The Zoho People mobile app is available for iOS and Android. The new and updated mobile app lets you check in and check out your time, look up your colleagues, log in time for your timesheets, and apply for time off. Initially, HR management was just a system of record. It has evolved from being an ERP type system to a system which is directly used by employees. In other words, a system of engagement. This brings us to the end of the overview. Sujita will now show you how to set up your organization and customize your forms in your Zoho People account. Over to you, Sujita.
Thank you, Artik. I'll take over the rest of the session for the demo. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sujita, and today I'm going to give you a demo on the basic setup process for your organization, how to add and import users, how to create new forms, and how to set up permissions for the forms. So, let's get started. This is a dashboard of your Zoho People account where you get to see all your feeds and notifications like messages, approvals, announcements, etc. As Aarti had said, there are four different quick add options that you can access right from your homepage. You can post a message to your department members or just send a private message to your colleague. You can apply for a leave by selecting the leave type. You can add jobs and assign it to your organization users. And the last one is you can record your own time logs that you spent working on various jobs. Apart from this, you can also view your department members, new hires, birthday buddies, and new announcements. If you do not wish to have all these on your dashboard, you can customize it here just by unchecking the unwanted widgets and can even define what kind of notifications you must receive. Now, I'll walk you through on how to set up your organization profile. Go to Setup, Organization Settings, and then the Company Settings. So, this is the profile page of your organization where you can replace a Zoho People logo with your own company logo. You can fill in all your profile details like organization name, website, contact person, and name and number, and few other details. Here, you can define your super administrator for your organization. Super admin is the one who initially sign up to Zoho People and creates an organization and will have unbounded access to Zoho People. All the subscription related emails will be sent out to super admin's email ID. Other than this, you can also set up your time zone, email settings, location, display, and the format settings for your date, time, and also the photo settings. And once you're done with the setup, click update. Once you have set up your profile, you can start adding users to your organization. Zoho People has two different user concepts. One is a regular user and the other one is a non-user. Now let's see what that is. Here is where you'll add regular users. Regular users are also called as licensed users, those who have login access to Zoho People. They can access their own self-service portal and other modules in Zoho People. There are four mandatory fields here, as you can see: employee ID, first name, last name, and email ID. So fill in all the details and click save. Once you're done, once you save a record, an invitation mail would be sent out to the user's email ID, and he or she needs to accept the invitation to join your organization. Your plan details is given here for your quick reference. Non-users are those who do not have access to Zoho People. They cannot log into Zoho People and cannot access any modules either. The purpose of the non-user concept is just to have a record of your users' attendance, time off details, timesheet entries, just to process their salary and account information, etc. Examples of a non-user could be contractors, security personnel, housekeeping staffs, etc. So the mandatory field here is only the employee ID and the first name. Email ID is not a mandatory field here. This is same like adding a regular user where you can just enter multiple email IDs and invite users at one shot rather than inviting one by one. Once you add a user record, an invitation mail would be sent to all users' email ID and they need to accept the invitation to join your organization. Going to the import section, there are four different ways to import users into your Zoho People account. I'll show you one by one. Import regular user. If you're currently using any third-party application, or if you already have an Excel file handy, you can import them directly to Zoho People. The two supported file formats are XLS and CSV. And here are a few important points to be noted while importing a file. I have a sample file format, and now I'll show you how to import. So I'm selecting the file from here. Click import. So you can map these respective fields to your XLS file, the one which you have. And once you're done, click next. And click import. So all the user file that you have, all the data will be imported to Zoho People. Import non-user. You can not only import regular users, but also you can import non-users. It's the same method that you follow for the regular user import. Use a CSV or an XLS file and import them into the system. Importing Zoho Mail users. If you are already a Zoho Mail user, it's quite easy to import users from your Zoho Mail account to your Zoho People account. All your Zoho Mail users will be listed here on this page. Sorry, currently we do not have any Zoho Mail users listed here. But all the users will be listed here. And just select the users that you'd like to import and click import, and you're done. And the same steps applies for Google Apps too. Select the users that you'd like to import and click import. Now that you have added users, you can add departments, designations, and locations for your organization. So we are back in the organization settings, manage departments. We have already configured a quite number of departments here, like admin and HR, finance, HR, Java, like that. So you can add a department here. Mail alias is nothing but the email address that you use for your department. You can select your department lead and click save. So that is added to your organization. After adding departments, you can add various designations. For example, product manager, team lead, UI designer, marketer, etc. And there is no limitations or restrictions in adding departments or designations or locations. You can add n number of departments, designations, and locations. If your organization is situated in different locations, you can add them here to access it from one central location. As Aarti had said in the overview part, you can define IP restrictions for the attendance, files, and time tracker modules. So you can restrict your employees from accessing Zoho People outside the specified IP range. So we have configured a few of the IP addresses for the attendance and time tracker module. So the attendance is configured for the team member and trainee. So these roles would not be able to access the attendance module outside the specific IP range. The next thing that we are going to see is a form customization. Zoho People is made up of extensive forms, and we provide few standard forms on various modules. As you see here, there are predefined forms like employee, department, designation, leave forms, training, travel, etc. to manage your employees' information more effectively. Apart from the predefined forms, custom forms can also be created to build a module. A custom form can be easily created just by using the drag and drop option. I'll show you how to create a new form by yourself. Creating a new form is very simple. It requires zero code. There are two different operations here. You can either create a fresh new form or clone an existing form. So for the demo, I'm going to create a travel form. You can use the same name for the link name, for the form link name. Select the form type as clone form. Clone form functionality allows you to clone an existing form and customize it as per your requirements. Select an existing form from the list and enter other details. So once you hit next, All the fields in the employee form will be cloned to the new form. You can use it as it is or even customize it as per your needs. So all the fields in the employee form is copied here. So you can even use the same form or you can customize it. Now let's see how to create a new form. Name the form. The travel link form can contain the same name. Select the form type as new form. And auto numbering. Auto numbering of forms helps you to automatically assign a unique sequential number whenever a new record is added in the form. For example, let's have the auto number name as Zoho Travel ID. And I'm giving the prefix as Zoho TRV. That's nothing but the travel. And it starts from 1. So this will automatically auto number the records in a form in a sequential order whenever a new record is added to the form. You can specify a view name and you can even place this form under a specific tab. So I'm placing it under the organization tab. You can even give a description here. The form is made up of standard graphical user interface elements, also called as GUI elements. These elements are called as fields. In Zoho People, there are 21 different field types. As you can see here, there are text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, text area, field set, label elements, and much more. So this is a section. I'm renaming this section as employee details. And a single line field can be used to contain first name, last name. Multi-line field can be used for adding descriptions. Email ID field is obviously used to contain the email address. So all you need to do is just drag and drop the field inside the box. A number field can be used to hold numerical values. There is also a decimal field used to hold the decimal values. Currency field can be used to select the currency type. And drop down field is used to hold multiple choices for a value. For example, mode of transportation, there is also a date and time field that you can add here, like date of travel. Along with this, we do have radio buttons checkboxes, decision box, URL, image, and file upload fields. There is a lookup field here. The moment we hear the word lookup, the one that automatically strikes us is a VLOOKUP functionality in MS Excel. The lookup field in Zoho People is very powerful and plays a vital role in form customization. It helps you to look up a value, or to be precise, it helps you to search for a value from another existing form and returns or passes the value to the form that you create. It's not just used for pulling up the information, but also help reduce the manual effort and duplication of data storage. We strongly advise you to use a lookup field in every form that you create to make life much easier. So all you need to do is just select the form that you're going to use the lookup field, employee ID, and you can choose the options here: first name, last name, department, designation. So this is how it will be. So once you select an employee ID, all the respective corresponding fields will be listed here. We do also have a formula field that can be used to perform some basic calculation with the fields available in the form. The formula configuration will be applicable only when there is any number, decimal, or date fields in the form. For example, a formula field can be used in a salary form to process payroll. The fields in the form can be divided into sections. You can segregate and organize the fields by adding them to different sections. A form can include form header, page footer, and form footer sections. So, there is already a predefined form here. So, this is how it is segregated. It is divided into sections, the same travel form. After creating a form, you need to set up permissions for the forms. Form permissions are purely based on roles. So you need to create roles before setting up the permissions. Zoho People gives you the ability to control what your users can and cannot access. This can be done by defining different roles. By default, there are 5 roles in Zoho People. They are the administrator, one who is at the top of the hierarchy. They have all the privileges to access Zoho People. And the next thing is director, manager, team in charge, and team member. Here, the manager and the team member role is a default standard roles that you cannot edit or delete. Other than that, you can rename the other 2 roles, and also you can create new roles for your organization. Once you finish configuring the roles, you can set up permissions for the forms. Please do not forget to tag corresponding roles to your users. That's very important. Security is the most significant part of any HRMS system. Defining which forms and records users can access is a fundamental thing. Zoho People enables you to define access permission to your users for each form, field, and action. You can configure permissions for individual form records based on the roles. Select the form and the role that you'd like to enable permissions and click Edit. Define permissions to view, add, edit, and delete operations individually. Once done, hit Close. Generally, a form will have multiple fields. In Zoho People, you can even restrict access to specific fields in a form. You can set only view or both view and edit permissions for your employees. And again, this is based on the roles. So select the form and the respective role from here and define permissions accordingly. Action permission helps you to define permissions to your users to import, export, and embed forms into Zoho People. And this is again based on the roles. Using global access permission, administrator can globally control who can access the general records and forms. This is based on role permissions too. Select the role and disable the below listed things accordingly. You can disable this or you can enable it back anytime you want. So this concludes the webinar. The webinar will be open for the next 10 to 15 minutes. You can send us your questions using the question window that's on your screen. You can also write to us at support@zohopeople.com and we'd be happy to assist you. Thank you all for your time.